Hey guys, day 23 today, so 230k down so far. Only 5 days left now.
Finish off for a couple of little sprints like that. What we started. Said to say, it's a little flat now. He said, yeah, flat and downhill. You got me running up hills. Just gone up to 6k now. Still there, look at fair play. Let's go, champ!
Right, Walsh Appening.
Walsh Appening.
This is Joshua Hatton, or Josh, what do you prefer?
Yeah, Josh will be alright.
Josh,
yeah.
Right. Now, Josh has accomplished something, it's a big deal what he's done, and it's for a charity that's close to my heart personally, with depression and suicide awareness, and just raising awareness basically for mental health with, is it just men, or I suppose it's for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, men do tend to suffer in silence more, but I mean everybody's suffering in a time,
Yeah, definitely.
especially the times we're going through at the minute. But I basically saw Josh's post through something Dan Chapman had shared on his post, and I interviewed Dan Chapman a couple of weeks ago really, and he shared a post. It didn't say much information on it, but I'm sort of always looking out for if somebody's done something,
I liked it.
yeah, done something, an achievement or something like that. And I tend to focus my podcast on my experiences personally, and not just my experiences, but things like starting businesses. Like I've started my business, tend to look out for highlighting other people's businesses, or if somebody's achieved something, there's too many people these days who are almost bitter when somebody else has achieved something, and they should be turning that bitterness into basically highlighting what they're doing, and maybe using a bit of that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, because there's too many people out there who they fighting each other instead of working together.
Definitely, there's
But
plenty of them out there.
Tell us a bit about what you did, mate.
So should I start from the beginning?
Start from the beginning, mate.
I started off obviously going to dance, got back into boxing and stuff like that 5-6 times a week. I was doing it, and went into a national lockdown. And obviously, I think it was about 15th of December, something like that. Mid-December, so started crying. Affected me like nothing affects me, and something small like that, well, it seemed small, but obviously it was big to me because I was doing it daily. It was a routine, I suppose, and it affected me. So I thought I got to do something to keep my mind occupied firstly, and try and raise some awareness while doing it. So I set up to do well, I was looking first of all to do some sort of run, because I had a lot of weight loss through running, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
but,
we'll get into that.
Yeah, I decided to, I was looking at marathons, but the entry fees were like a couple of grand, like I couldn't afford that. And,
You'd have to pay me a couple of grand anyway.
I know. Yeah, so,
not the other way
I
round.
have to sell my body or something to do it. So
Fuck, they'd have to pay me more than a few grand to get me fucking up there.
So my girlfriend came up with the idea then, why don't you do your own event? So I was looking into it. I thought I'll do 5k every day throughout February. I picked February because it was a shortest amount of days, isn't it? It's only 28 days. But I ended up changing that then from 5k every day to 10k every day, because I was doing 5k most days anyway, so I wanted to challenge myself.
You knew you could do that.
Yeah, I was doing it 4 or 5 times a week at least. And,
well, you've doubled it up, like.
Yeah, so I decided on 10k every day, and so 280k, it would have been the distance from my stay to Liverpool.
Fucking
in the 28 days. I don't think my car will even make it up there.
Fuck, I don't think I would have stayed awake driving, huh?
I know. But I done it in memory of my 2 friends who unfortunately not with us anymore through suicide, and I done it for them, but not just for them in their memory, but for anyone who's suffering from mental health. My family and friends suffer from it daily, and
Yeah.
I just want to raise some awareness. Like you were saying a bit earlier on, men suffer. Don't get me wrong, everyone suffers, but men
Yeah.
tend to keep it close to them, and they don't
Yeah.
tend to express their feelings. So
No.
I was hoping to, I don't know, raise a bit of awareness and get people speaking.
Definitely have. You definitely have, mate. I mean, you know, I noticed, I saw you put a post up after finishing and all those kilometres. He's out having a run this morning.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with it.
No, I did plan on having a day off today, but the weather's so nice.
Crazy,
I thought
man. I was glad he's back out.
No, addicted to it now, I think. But,
Well, that's the thing, though, mate. And to be honest with you, that is the stage, because from when I've trained in the past, I haven't done anything to that level.
Yeah.
But when I've trained in the past, you get into a thing of where you gutted if you miss your training.
Oh yeah.
And that's a good place to be, because you know then you're sort of addicted to something that's good for you.
And also it's my my go-to, I suppose. I don't know if I'm on a bad day in work, or I don't know, argued with Jess or whatever, or I'm put the bins out and I'm gonna go with me.
Take your frustration out.
Just go for a run, come back, apologise to her or whatever. And it's like a new day again, eh?
Yeah.
And I've had loads of different, like, people suffering themselves with mental health coming with me, physical health, variation of ages, men, women.
There's so many different types of sort of mental struggles that you can't categorize it all into just depression. There's so many, you know, there's people who are suffering from depression because of physical disabilities.
Yeah.
You know, depression can come from so many different, you know, angles.
Oh, it's mad, isn't it? It just I don't know, it's like a web effect.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And it's surprising. I mean, you try and pinpoint, and I've said this so many times in the past, try and pinpoint like exactly why is it becoming so bad now? It was nothing like this when I think back years ago when I was younger. And I think a lot of it is to do with like social media, and there's more pressure on, you know, everything, cost of living's going up constantly, but our pay doesn't seem to go up that much.
No, it doesn't reflect. Like,
no, you know, our bills are like through this lockdown now, I've had next to no help from the government for the amount of time they've shut us down, but my bills are going out exactly the same. My bills are gone up.
No, it don't make sense, does it?
No, it's like, so how can you shut it down for a year and expect people not to work, like, for a year and have no pay, but you still got to pay the bills? There's going to be so many people in the shit, mate.
You're saying they have got some good things, but it doesn't help new businesses and stuff like that, like furlough scheme and stuff like that. It is good, but it's also got negative effects. I think a lot more people, because they're not going back to work, they're suffering themselves. I mean, when I know it sounds bad, like, but a lot more people are dying from mental health issues.
Well, exactly. And to be honest with you, right, you know, this is what I don't understand, is like this virus comes about and they're all, you know, we want to look after everybody. Like, why aren't you looking after people when it comes to mental health? Because this has been a growing problem for a long time. They're not even concerned about it. They're not bothered about it. No. So how can you say you cared about us with a virus, but with something like mental health? You know, they're raising the age limits on the pensions all the time, basically keeping you in work until you drop dead. And then they saying they care about us.
The pot, and then you're too old to enjoy it when you come to retirement.
You go to other countries then and you see what their lives are like. We seem to be just living this mad sort of, it's a mad rush to get money. You live to work here in this country. They literally get you working, you know, they got their teeth into you straight away, haven't they? But you go on holidays, everything just seems relaxed. Everybody's just, you know, they don't seem to be worrying and panicking about things. And then you're talking about social media, everybody's looking at that and seeing all these nice cars, but it's not reality. It's not reality. You're just seeing a snippet of, you know, somebody's life. They're probably unhappy themselves.
And they probably ticked up their eyeballs.
100%. But that's the thing. People are just putting everything on finance these days because they're keeping up with the Joneses. houses because so and so's done it on Instagram or
two
whatever.
sheds next door, I want 3 like.
It has gone a very sort of competitive and dog eat dog world in a way, but we've been brought up to think everything's a competition and everybody is.
It doesn't have to be.
But we're so much stronger working together, and you know, especially with things like what's gone on now with COVID, and you know, you have seen a lot of people sort of pulling together in some senses. Definitely. With like around here, you definitely sense the, you know, it's a sense of community, and people have chipped in and helped each other and that. But it is just worrying, like what's round the corner. If if somebody told me 2 years ago, right, you're going to be locked down for a year and told nobody's going to be working and everything's going to be shut, and you would have just been like, what are you on about?
I'll be honest, do you know when it first come about, the COVID, like, and it was in China and that, I was thinking, well, I was never going to come over here, like, you know, it's not going to come over here, man. We're too clean.
In China, like,
too clean over here, we're washing our hands. My girlfriend was laughing, 6 months off work, but now she's dreading it, like, well, she went back for a couple of months, just before Christmas, but it's coming up to a year now. She's been out to work really. Apart from a month or 2 months that she went back, and she's struggling a lot, like sleeping, like not going to sleep till 4 or 5 in the morning. And then well, body clock all. I suppose nothing to get up for, really, innit?
Well, it's exactly the same with me now. Like I find it. I know when I'm feeling rough myself, because you know, I've been through my spell with depression, and I'll put a video up to talk about that. Now with mine was affected by the thyroid, which people aren't tying that together. So I've got underactive thyroid. I was taking tablets to make me level for about 8 years. Changed my doctors, and they put me on. They guessed my thyroxine basically and put me on a hell of a lot more than I should have been on, which pushed me into overactive thyroid. That I was taking them for 2 years. My dog died, and it just hit me, and I just basically like mental breakdown, anxiety, depression, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. 3.5 months that went on. So, you know, I urge anybody, go and get your thyroid checked if you're suffering with depression. It's not going to be the answer for everybody, but it's definitely,
well, that should be the first thing they do before they start prescribing stuff, shouldn't it? They should
check your blood first, like, you know, but they didn't do that with me. What happened to me through that mistake has caused like damage, because I still suffer. You know, you just get you constantly, once you've gone to that place, you're not going to forget it, and you're not the same person when you come out the other end. But you do sort of learn to cope with it. So, you know, don't think that once you've experienced that, you're never going to be the same again. But you don't forget that. You don't forget it, and you won't forget it. Things get a bit difficult sometimes. You will feel anxiety just like everybody else. But because you've experienced that, you think, is it coming back? And that's the thing, because you know that you've gone further than a lot of people just feeling anxious.
I have a couple of things really about anxiety. I know I might not have got anxiety, but sometimes I won't go shopping in my local shops, like Tesco's and that, for I don't want to bump into someone. I know it sounds stupid,
find it hard to talk sometimes, and because I'm like a really, you know, chatty guy, you know, a bit of a joker, but even when you know, my missus has said this about me, I'm somebody that I put on like a front, so I can be feeling low as hell, and then once there's people, I'm sort of messing about and joking, and my missus will be like, you see this with, you know, some of the comedians and stuff, like Robin Williams. Look what happened to him. You know, somebody who was the joker, always pissing about, centre of attention in some cases with him, and then he's gone and topped himself.
Is it because they don't want people feeling like how they feel, so they like to make people laugh?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I think sometimes it's just an easier mask to just be the joker. Sometimes, you know, it's almost like a performance to mask it
Yeah.
in a way to draw attention from
What you're actually feeling.
yeah
But this is what we're trying to promote. This is what to talk about.
yeah
To actually get your feelings across, isn't it?
people definitely need to. We're not living in a time where it's known as, you know, well, somebody's suffering with mental illness, they're a nut job. It's that's what it was painted a picture as before. It's like mental illness was something to be ashamed of because, you know, you're mentally weak if something's but what we're seeing is because of the way technology has changed. What we're seeing is a sudden switch where more and more people are getting pushed into this depressive stage. You know, you talk about social media in that sense. Other ways where things are being affected with social media is if somebody has imagine somebody split up with somebody on social media, if they're not blocking the other person or whatever, games can be played social media wise where that person is seeing their ex with somebody else, they've topped themselves.
It's loads of stuff, isn't it?
Social media is a massive social media is a massive it's got massive benefits, but it comes with massive consequences. You know, bullying can be used for bullying. Like for my business, it's amazing. You know, you get in the free advertisement out and it's spreading like a web. But you imagine if you were a kid in school, you're like, they didn't have social media then when I was younger. Back in the day.
MSN.
Back in the day. But, you know, you imagine you were bullied in school now and then you come out to school and you can't get away from the bullying. It's
24/7.
It's on the phones, it's social media, it's your friend. Even if you block them, their friends are saying, have you seen what they posted about you? And it's bullying. And you will, you know, it's going to have its repercussions. Like there was I saw that documentary, remember that documentary Bridgend?
On the suicides.
And I was thinking back, like, and I was like, I saw that. When did I see that? I saw it. It must have been a couple of months ago. And I just remember thinking, oh, remember this? And like that was just such a crazy time. It was such a crazy, because if you remember, they were all these kids from Bridgend. They weren't sure if they made like a pact or something to commit suicide.
Mad, isn't it?
And it was. They were all doing it in a chain, weren't they? That was a strange. Have you seen that documentary?
I've seen it. I think it's on YouTube. It might be on YouTube.
I think it's.
I'm not sure if it was supposed to be in the cinema.
I can't remember what I saw it on. It was on Netflix for a bit. When I first come out, because I remember looking on Netflix and it said like Bridgend. I was like, Bridgend? And I was like, wait there, this is based in Bridgend. I was like, oh, it's that documentary. But strange.
I've never seen it. I'm sure it was in the cinema. I'm not 100%
was it?
Sure, but I'm sure it was. It rings a bell anyway. But I remember watching it years ago. But can't really remember now.
It was. I mean, the whole way it was filmed, I found was just a bit eerie. It was, and I know it's about a dark subject. But the way it was filmed was quite dark, I think. You know, they were going into people's houses, and you could see that the people weren't really ready to talk about it. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a strange documentary. It is, but I mean, you know, the topic in general of having like a mass of these youngsters all committing suicide, and like that was a bit of an eye opener, and it was a big topic that was at the time. It was just like that brought a big highlight to suicide, you know, especially with youngsters, and because you've got so many you've got some people, all right, who are drunk and they'll go and do something stupid when they're drunk, but then you've got like real depression. And you know, real depression is a different thing. What I suffered with mine was, in the day, I couldn't be around anybody. I didn't want to be around anybody, but I didn't want to be on my own either. And then in the day, I didn't feel so bad, but you know, as soon as I knew night time was coming and I knew everybody was going to bed and I wouldn't have anybody to talk to, the anxiety would be through the roof, and I'd be like needing to speak to somebody then.
But then not wanting to speak to somebody.
But then if I did get hold of somebody and they'd be like, oh, I'll come over, I'd be like, oh, don't come over. And then he'd be like, you know, what do you want from me? Like, but it's so difficult. It's so confusing. It's such a confusing time.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm lucky enough. I've been down. Obviously, like, people get down, but I've never been like fortunate enough to suffer with any.
Never, yeah.
But like my family and friends, like growing up, my mother, some other family members, mental health's always been in my family.
Yeah.
Never been something we've been ashamed about or anything like that. We've always spoken about it. But when I was younger, like, my aunties, they protect us, I suppose, shield us from mental health a bit. And only recently, last probably 3 years, probably, I've like I don't know, spoken about it more and I don't know, understood it, I suppose. For like I've always known about it, but I've never really put too much thought into it.
Yeah. I mean, it is one of those subjects that if you haven't personally been affected by it, and it's the same with anything, you know, like if somebody hasn't personally had any family members or friends who've had cancer, you're not really going to know the devastating effects it truly does have. And it's the same with depression, I think, is if you haven't personally had any experience with anybody close to you suffered with it, then you're not going to know the full effects of how dangerous it is.
Something happened a couple of years, 2 years ago now. My mother, something happened to her bad. They changed their medication anyway because they were discontinuing the medication she'd been on probably for like 20 years. So they put her on this different medication, and obviously she had bad reaction to it. It weren't working for her, I guess, and something bad happened anyway. And that was the turning point for me when I realised mental health does matter. Like, do you know what I mean? And, I remember seeing my mother, and it weren't my mother really at the time. And,
well, the scary thing about it is, and I if you would have been talking to me about this years ago, I would have been telling you I'm mentally strong. It never happened. It won't happen. I'm in full control of my thoughts and my mind, but it can happen to anybody at any time, and that's the scary thing. Is when you see somebody who's been normal for their whole life, and then all of a sudden, bang, they're not the same person.
Like anything in particular, it could be like a relationship breakup. It
could be anything.
Loads of things adding up, and then
something cracks. Something cracks, and I was trying to tell people, like, because when I went through what I went through, I was like trying to say, like, you know, there's something's not right, something's wrong, but everybody was like, oh, you know, the dog has died, and everybody was sort of putting it onto that. But I was trying to explain, look, it's not that. There's something wrong. Something's happened. But people were just like, look, you know, you're overreacting, really. I was so relieved when the blood test came back, even though I'd suffered for like 3.5 months.
Well, you realise how strong you are, actually, because you knew there was something wrong. But you just needed that evidence.
You just needed them to say what it was, because I can't control what's going on in my head.
You don't know all these numbers or anything, or
you know,
gases or whatever.
Like we're made up of so many different compounds, but you know, you imagine, like what I was saying to you about the car, if there's something wrong with the engine, and you know that car isn't going to function properly, and with your brain, it only takes a little bit of, you know,
out of alignment or something.
Your levels, if your levels are slightly out, you start thinking in a completely different way. And you know, the mind is it's such a complex tool, isn't it?
And everyone is different as well, isn't it? So just because something works for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work.
Doesn't mean it's going to work.
But like we were saying, also what you have been through or what other people have been through, that sharing that experience might help that one person. So it's good to talk about it, to get stuff off your chest.
You've got to talk about it, and you've got to make sure that there's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
You know, make sure that if you know somebody was going through a dark time, because it didn't matter how many times I was telling like my parents, look, you know, I want to be on my own, just phone them, because even though they're telling you they want to be on their own, when they're on their own, they're in a dark place.
Yeah.
So just tell them, you know, even if you just say, look, I'm here for you, you just let me know when you want to talk. You've just got to try and be there. And it can be frustrating, because that's another thing with depression, is what you'll find is you'll have somebody who's suffered for a while. They've made these sort of threats a few times, and then it becomes frustrating because you're thinking, right, you've done this a few times now, and you know,
you think he's not going to do it.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do is like tell somebody, look, you need to just wise up now and, you know, snap out of it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work, you know, it takes time to heal.
Yeah.
It takes time, but what you need to try and do is find out what the problem is.
Yeah.
You know, because with antidepressants, they'll give you antidepressants, and first thing they'll tell you as they're giving them to you, this is, you know, it could make you worse. There's a chance it's going to make you worse before it makes you better.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I cannot get worse. No. If I get worse, I ain't going to be here. Like, yeah, you know. So instead of them doing that, they should have sent me straight for blood test, and then said, because I've never seen anybody get back to me so quick from a blood test in my life. They like rung me up, stop taking that medication, the thyroxine. How long have you been taking that? It was like 2 years.
Yeah.
They were like, stop.
Do you become like addicted to that then? Or do you have to wean yourself off? Or
No.
You could just stop.
They dropped it. They dropped it down. They gave me a load of diazepam to knock me out for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I had that, but it was just, I was a bit like, when I came round for a couple of months, it was just like confused and just like, what the hell? Like, I felt like I shouldn't be here. Like I shouldn't have survived that, really. God. And how many other people has that happened to, where they didn't get to the bottom of it, and it was just another statistic, or so and so's committed suicide again. And it's like, hang on, this could have been, you know, avoided. This could have been avoided. Like, this shouldn't have happened the way it did.
Yeah. But I didn't even know it was linked.
Well, no, I wouldn't have known. Yeah. I didn't know until that woman rang me that day. Because when they sent me for the blood test, I was thinking, nothing's going to show up on this. They're just going to check my thyroid, and I thought I was taking the right levels.
Yeah.
And it was when they were like, "What? How long have you been taking this for?" So that's what the cause was. But even after, like, I wasn't even annoyed. I was just so relieved. They were like, this is what's doing it. Because I just thought, I've lost the plot. I'm just going to fucking end up in a box. Like, you know, just another statistic again. And it happens all the time. And it you know, it could be, but going through that and experiencing what I went through, you realise how little help there is, and how much the NHS don't really know how to deal with it.
Yeah, that's
They don't, like, and I'm trying to ring the doctors. They wouldn't even see you face to face. It was all over the phone, and I was like, I need to speak to someone. I need to sit down and speak to someone face to face to explain what's going on. I can't do this. They're putting you on hold. You're suffering with depression, anxiety. Your head's all over the place. You're not thinking straight. The last thing you want to be doing is, press 1. Right, wait now. Let's engage. Try again. Try again. In the end, you're just going to fucking throw the phone out the window.
Yeah.
You know, you can't function and do shit. Like I find it hard now to keep on top of my tablets, of making sure I pick them up on time. My missus keeps on top of it for me, luckily, because I'm just not an organised person like that. Yeah. I'm just not. Yeah. And then if I'm not organised when I'm like normal. When I'm like depressed, there's no organisation whatsoever. I'm all over the place. Yeah. And you just don't. The last thing you want to be doing is like getting in touch with because it's hard work trying to even get the tablets. You've got to book them in with the doctor. Then the doctor's got to send them to the pharmacist. Then you've got to check with the pharmacist. Then you've got to go to. Oh, it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Like, I don't know why they don't just send a pack, because my tablets are all the same.
Just repeat
just send me a year's worth, like, save everybody the hassle.
Save you running around and phoning up.
So with your going on about your achievements, you had a bit of a dramatic weight loss as well.
4 stone now.
Fucking hell.
I went from 16.5. I fluctuate a bit now. It's like this morning I was 12.3.
Yeah.
I try not to weigh every day, like, because it becomes quite addictive. But from 12.3 to 12.7, so I go in the middle, 12.5, so 4 stone. Yeah, first lockdown had started really. I fell ill, I did. I don't know if it was COVID related or what, like, but I was in bed for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Just one day, I remember sleeping, I must have been sleeping for about 22 hours. And Jess came up, she shook me. She said that to make sure, she thought I was dead. So
it's like an average day for me in lockdown. I sleep for 22 hours and then I'm up for 48.
I average about 8 hours, I do, but 8 to 10 hours any more now, then there's something wrong. But yeah, well, I was sleeping for like 22 hours, so she come up and checked in on me, and I was really ill, like, and I thought I got to do something now. I didn't realise how big I was. I'm glad I took the photos. I know I sent them to, like, probably.
Yeah, I'll put the photos up now of the weight loss.
Yeah, so I thought I got to do something. I kept on blaming tumble dryer all the time. I shrunk my clothes.
Tumble dryer.
I thought, Jess, what are you doing? What will we put this on?
I blamed Stacey a few times for my clothes shrinking.
But I had brand new clothes I've never worn because I've ordered them online and put them on, and obviously in different shops you'll probably find some shops
they're different. You're like, oh, that's a smaller fit there.
Yeah, blaming it on the shops. Like,
it's a smaller fit.
Yeah, it's muscle fit, doesn't it? But, I had stuff with tags on. I was like, oh, I got to do something about this. Like, I remember looking, I didn't realise how big I was at the time. At the time I thought, oh, I'm alright. Like,
you don't notice it.
Looking back now I can see it, but I started in the first lockdown just when I was walking, and then I was running a bit, and then walking a bit more, and I just built up from there. And then I remember running past Dan's gym. Dan, like, it was all outside workouts at the time because he couldn't have anyone inside. He was always waving me, seeing me every day running past. When you're gonna come here? When it opens back up now, come in. I could see people there with the armours, hitting the big tyre, tractor tyres and stuff like that. I thought, I'm gonna do that when it opens back up now when I go in there. So anyway, started off doing that, and then Dan's gym opened back up then. Yeah, I went into the gym then. I loved it. I miss it now, like, and like I've always been pretty active through rugby and stuff like that, but rugby, it was more of the social aspect of it, like to piss up with the boys, like, innit, and have a laugh, but they weren't giving me that, I don't know the word, like the buzz about it, and boxing was, and running was. So I was loving boxing. I was down there 5-6 times a week, and when I went down there I was running. So I started off doing that, and then obviously the third lockdown then in December, so I went back on the road and running again. And I haven't looked back really. No. So
keep pushing forward. My clothes are fitting now.
So, a couple of Jess is a bit fed up because I'm ordering new clothes all the time. But like model the K's catalogue.
Why not, son?
But, that was turned my life around really. Obviously physically. Yeah. But mentally, like before, I didn't like myself really. Yeah. And didn't like the way I look, but I didn't really think much about it. I didn't have time to think about it, I suppose. But now I'm glad I took the photos because I can see how big I was. Like,
it's a massive, it's made a massive difference. I mean, it's good you've got Dan Chapman's gym up there. Like, it's, in fairness, the stuff he's done good for the community, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. Like, he does. Like, I work for a care company as well, and the charity's called Every Link Counts, and there's another charity that he does work with as well. And on a Thursday, obviously not them in there because of lockdown, but he gives up an hour every. He's probably mentioned it in his podcast, and he just gives out to the community. But he's brilliant, cracking setup. You don't have to be a boxer to go there.
No, it's,
you go to his fitness classes,
and that's the thing, just by having his boxing gym there and allowing the people to go there and let off some steam, he's doing a massive thing for the community there. And his fight now, that's going to be a fucking storm.
It's going to be a crack.
He's going to bring that. But, he's going to get it.
Like, I was speaking to Dan about it a couple of weeks back, and he said that Sean's tough guy. Like, like, he's coming up against different levels now. Like, Dan's an athlete, really.
Yeah.
I've seen the shape.
Unbelievable,
the shape he's in, like, and
unbelievable.
Training two times a day. He's doing well, and he used to like his desserts and I don't think he's had any desserts or anything, so he's taking it really serious.
Oh, like, and, he's in phenomenal shape, and I mean, You know, he's fucking sharp. He's
Blink, but did he get it about 20 times?
The only, you know, the only bitter thing is it's two Welsh boys fighting for the title. You know, it's a shame to see two Welsh boys thrash it out, but. I mean, you know, Sean George, he's a fucking strong boy. He's a good fighter. A lot of experience. Like, you know, he's had a lot of time in there. And he's a Muay Thai fighter and he'd come from an MMA background. Yeah. But like with Dan, he's just so skillful. Yeah. He's so precise. He's so sharp. You just
watch him in the gym, but it's just like... You just fixated on him. Like,
it's just his technique, you know, so many years of dedication and that, innit? It's such a shame what happened with him, innit? With his
I suppose that... I don't know if he spoke very much, but perhaps I guess that would have affected him a bit, probably.
He's had a tough background as well, you know. And something he said, shared with me, and he shared it on his post. He said to have a look at it, and you couldn't get a more true sort of statement. It said like two twin brothers, parents, I can't remember, I may be a bit wrong with this, parents were like alcoholics, or the father was an alcoholic. The two sons grew up, one was an alcoholic, one became successful businessman, and one the down and out said, I'm an alcoholic because of my father, and the successful one says, I've turned out like this because of my father. It's mindset.
You should want to be everything that person
wasn't
really, I suppose.
So you know, and it's something that rings home true with what happened with Dan's upbringing, and you know, that's sad the way that had happened.
But he doesn't use that as an excuse, does he?
Dan could have used that as an excuse and said, you know, I'm a scumbag because of that. But no, he's been successful with what he's done. He's been focused. He's been driven. You know, he deserves all the success. He's a sound guy, isn't he? And
come to his classes more than a boxing gym. Like, it's like community, he's like my psychiatrist. Really, and he's brilliant. I play to him. He does a lot to the community up my
good. He is a good bloke.
And we all look up to him. Good luck.
Good luck, Dan. We've got all the faith in you, son.
Send us his code over as well. We waiting for ages now.
We're waiting on the code. And if anybody else is after the code, maybe get in touch, and I'll try and get in touch with Dan. What channel will it be on? I did ask him the other day.
I'm not sure if it's live streamed on
I
know a couple of them used to be on Sky, and I'm not too sure. Hopefully, it's not long away now, is it? This month, isn't it? I think it is 27th of March. So,
27th of March.
So it's got to be coming out soon, like.
I know, but I'll be tuning in for that.
Oh, me.
But
we can't go up there, really, innit?
Okay, it would have been a laugh. It would have been a laugh. I can't wait for everything to get back to normal now, mate. But even when they announce we can come out now, I'm not even looking forward to them announcing we can come out, because
we'll just go back into a lockdown.
They could put us into another one, and then it's just causing chaos. Do you know, having to cancel all my customers and rebook them in, and then it's bad enough trying to schedule one person in sometimes. Do you know, when you're trying to reorganise the whole appointment book, and it's been like, the third
got
time?
A date, really.
No,
so
it's been the third time I've had to do it now, and it's just doing my head in. But that's something I was saying earlier, was, you know, you don't know how mentally draining it is, like, to just be starting and stopping businesses all the time. It's putting so much pressure on people. You know, people don't know where they are.
No.
You know, and did you ever think you'd be in a time where, like, the government is coming in and threatening to arrest people who are working? Like, I mean, what the fuck is the world coming to?
It's mad.
Arrested, you know, they challenged Dan, didn't they? Then fined Dan for training. You know, it's his job. He's still fighting in the middle of lockdowns, like, and you're trying to find people. But it's just like, catch some criminals. You know, you're catching people on motorbikes and stuff.
There's not much for them to do with them in there, and that's what they go into to do, because they can't do anything else. You
know, get out there first, right, before arresting people on scramblers and that. Go and find some paedophiles. Do you know what I mean? Right. Start there, like. But instead,
the person robbing my milk.
Your milk. Somebody's been robbing his milk, and
I tell you what, you're going to have a surprise on the next one. It's going to be a little surprise in the milk there.
A little surprise in the milk. A little turd in it.
Good idea, that is. My missus has this Oatly milk, so it's like a carton.
Yeah.
So it'll be something in there for you anyway.
There'll be something in it. Yeah, to the milk thief.
Yeah, you got to down
Keep an eye
it.
out. You got to down it. Yeah, you put suppositories in there, like.
Yeah. Could be an idea.
I just follow the trail of shit up the road, like. Find out who it is.
Class.
But yeah, is there anything else you think you wanted to touch upon? Or, you know, what's next? Have you planned something for the next?
Well, I've had a couple of thinks about it. Thinks about it.
Things. We're a bit late. We're a bit late. I didn't find out about this. He's pretty much already finished his thing, right? So, you know, what did you raise? Say what you planned and what you finished up with.
I planned to. My target was £150, but I said that I was hoping to get £500 really, like, but I didn't want to put it in. I didn't get the £500, it'd be embarrassing. Yeah. But smashed that, thanks to everyone, like, and I think the overall with the gift aid was 2,607. So well, you still got till tomorrow. So obviously, time this goes out till.
Yeah, well, what I'll probably do now is I'll edit this and it probably won't be released till tomorrow.
They can donate
on the next one.
So.
Well, this is what I was going to say on the next one. Well, it's amazing. I mean, look at where you started your sort of
journey.
And the bar just got raised through the roof. Yeah. And, you know, I'll get you on again before your next one, and we'll make sure we drum up some proper support behind you for the next one. And I'm pretty sure you'll
100%.
You'll up the ante on your mission.
I got a couple of personal goals I want to do. Like I'd like to do. I'm not sure if it'll be for charity yet. I haven't really thought about charities, but half a marathon I want to do within a month or two, and a full marathon sometime this year. And I would like to get in a boxing ring, and I was speaking to Dan about that. I'd love to get a Welsh novice vest or something. Is it? That. So
when you get in BKB?
Oh God, these looks it ruin it. I'm only joking.
I'm only joking.
But no, the brave to go and have no gloves on.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a scrap myself, but some of these boys in there, fucking hell.
Animals, isn't it?
Yeah, like Daniel Lurwell sponsored him as well. Yeah. He's supposed to be coming on.
Autism? He does a lot.
He's fighting for autism, Another, you know, another amazing charity, and another thing that, you know, needs awareness
close to me, like, brought to it. I work for a care company. And a lot of the customers are autism, and so it's good to talk about that as well.
I mean, listen, we're living in a time now where everybody should have a good understanding of everything, and it's a shame that they don't. But you need to bring awareness to these things, because there's so many people who have got some sort of condition, or there's so many people who've got a family member who's got a condition. You know, it doesn't have to just be autism. It could be anything. But the awareness needs to be brought to it. Definitely. People need to be talking about it. And what Dan is doing there, you know, he's raised a massive awareness for autism, so you take your hat off to him. Yeah,
I suppose a lot of people have been narrow-minded, and until I was probably a bit narrow-minded. I didn't really think about it much, and until I started working with people with it. Yeah. I don't see them as my customers, really. No. I see them as my friends. People are staring at them, and I get really defensive. Why are you looking at?
You will, and, you will.
But I enjoy that job. And
it's good to do a job you enjoy.
Find a job you love and you'll never work again. So.
Never work again. I'm a big believer in, you know, if you've got a vision, or you've got a dream of doing something,
do it.
There's nothing stopping you from doing it. Don't leave anybody tell you can't. You just make sure you follow your dream. If you're following your dreams, and if you I keep saying following dreams all the time, and it sounds fucking cheesy. But if there's something you want to do it, because you won't feel complete unless you are chasing what you're interested in.
Yeah.
You won't. Why do something you're not interested in and you're not enjoying when the opportunity's there for you to do something you enjoy doing? So, there's people making money doing mad shit.
Yeah.
There's people making money playing computers and shit.
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping you, and we're living in a time where it's never been so accessible for you to just start a business just from scratch. Because I think there's so many people who are scared of just doing something they enjoy doing, because they think, well, it's not really a business, but it is.
Yeah, or in case they worried in case it don't take off, is it perhaps?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are, I've talked, my missus Stacey, and I've talked her into setting up a cake business.
Yeah.
She makes cracking cakes.
The cake's going spare today.
Maybe. She's cracking cakes, right? And I'm not kidding now. She it's more the nerves. Yeah. She's like, I don't know whether to put. I'm like, just do it. I'm telling you, it's the hardest step. It's the same with this now.
Got nothing to lose.
You've got nothing to lose.
Massive, a lot to gain.
Yeah, you've just got to start.
Yeah.
You've got to make a start somewhere, and once you start, then you can build on that.
Definitely.
But you're not going to start something and be a pro straight away. You've got to learn. You've got to learn your craft. You've got to learn what works, what doesn't work, what tastes good and what don't taste good with cakes. Keep tweaking it, and you get there in the end. But it's you've got to. You can't keep saying I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it. Start it. Yeah. Just put your foot on the ladder, because sometimes you're looking too closely at something, or like imagine now building the pyramids all those years ago, starting with the first block, thinking, this is going to take forever. Do you know what I mean? You've got to not just look at every block, and you've got to just
break it down.
Get on with it. Don't think about it. And then I shared a post the other day. My sister tagged me in something, and it basically said it was a video of where my first tattoo studio was. And it's just like, fuck, it's only when you look back and you're like, fucking hell,
cracking setup there now, isn't it?
It is a lovely studio.
First time I've been in there, but this
spend all my time in here. I'll have to get you in for a tattoo, son.
Yeah, sleeve.
I'll have to get you in the sleeve, the sleeve, that's what you want. We'll have all your missions, all your achievements now, full sleeve of them.
Definitely, but if anyone got any ideas and want to do it with me,
what tattoo?
No,
he's a guy. He's roping people in for tattoos. Yeah, go on.
But anyone who's got any challenges, I suppose.
Any ideas, any options? Well, if anybody's got any ideas for challenges now for his next venture, drop them in the messages, and I'm sure Josh will be keeping an eye on the comments on that. And
I want something to be challenging, like I know I can do half marathon. I can do that easily. I think within a month, and full marathon obviously will be difficult. But I don't know, something different for charity. I want to do something else for charity. And, it's got to be something, I don't know, challenging.
Something challenging, So it can't be something too easy,
like sitting in a bar for beans or something.
Go and eat 10 tabs of Joe's ice cream. I can do that anyway.
Do that on the Saturday, twice on the Sunday.
I did do it yesterday. No, but if anybody's got any ideas, I wouldn't have any ideas for anything fitness wise anyway.
I was looking at 3 Peaks and stuff like that.
Is it?
I don't know whether a Snowdonia, Caravan, and there's another one, Sugarloaf or something like that. I was thinking of doing something like that all in one day. But anything really. Something
that's going to challenge you fitness wise. In this country, mind, there's so much now. So many treks and stuff like that.
Coastal path. And
what you want to do is do something which is a bit of an ongoing thing, so it's you'll take a tent, a bike maybe, and cycle, but camp in different places.
That'll be good.
You know what I mean?
I'd be up for that.
Definitely. Something like you can document,
my own little
little podcast going, son.
I suppose, yeah.
Get it going,
like. If you knew, obviously I've known you how long, first time I've met you, but if you knew me a year ago, I wouldn't even have a photo or anything.
Wouldn't
doing this.
Hell of a change. Well, look how much of a positive effect this had on you, mate.
Yeah, and obviously I've had a lot of positive messages as well.
Yeah, support, didn't it?
Yeah, people been saying mental, oh, you've actually inspired me to get up and do something. Like it could be. Just,
it does, though. It does, and surrounding yourself with people who sort of give off that positive energy, that positive sort of vibe.
Yeah.
It carries through into your life as well. You know, if you surround yourself with people who are you know, just down and outs and haven't got anything, that will negatively affect you. And if you surround yourself with positive people who, you know, who want to strive to achieve something, that's going to affect you in a positive way. So it is about surrounding yourself with the right people, and you know what you've achieved now is a big deal. It's a big thing. But don't just stop it there. No, aim for the next thing
definitely. Now. And keep saying that, surround yourself with positive people. Something sticks with me all the time. If you have like a rotten piece of fruit, and you put that with fresh fruit, they become rotten.
Yeah, it spreads.
And, it
so spreads.
Sometimes you got to cut ties with some people, and think yourself, I suppose.
If you're in like a rough patch and you see this happen all the time, and some people are just so easily led, you know, they can be manipulated quite easily, and they'll try and come away from a group and they'll try and drag them back into it, and it's so easy to fall back into it. But just separate yourself from those people, and surround yourself. You know if the people are good for you or not. You know if it's, you know, most of the time, if you know if they're your friends or not, your real friends.
You know if they messaging you constantly, or they just message you to go out or something.
People just using you, like, you know, and you will see so many of it, and some people just can't decipher what is real and what's not sometimes. But if your life is falling apart, then you need to look around you. Look around you. The people around you aren't the right people. So move away from it, innit?
Definitely.
And if you need help, reach out and speak to somebody. Speak to somebody, and if you're listening and you're somebody who's not suffering yourself, but has got somebody else suffering, just make sure you're telling them you're always there, because it's the loneliest time ever.
I found, like myself, I've always kept my cards quite close to my chest, and I never really spoke about it, but you know, since like doing these runs and walks and stuff like that,
you feel relief after saying some stuff.
You should end up, like, I think it's because if you just sat in a room, I know we do it now, talking about mental health, but sometimes, I don't know, people don't feel comfortable doing that. When you're running and you're walking or doing some exercise, you're talking, but you're coming in and out when you want, and you can change the subject a lot quicker. If you're not comfortable, you can be like, oh, look at that over there, or whatever. I think give it a go, and I've done it. A lot of people who come with me have said as well that helps a lot. So give it a go.
Give it a go. I may try it one day.
Yeah, come for a run with me. You have to do my next challenge with me.
Oh, fucking hell. We'll have a think about that.
In the car next to
In the car, I'll buy a motorbike, like.
Get a Fitbit or an Apple Watch and tie you to the ally of the car and say, I done my run today.
If I still had the Harley, I'd fucking come, I'd ride behind you.
That's alright.
And you chocolate bars like that.
Oh, you need them.
But yeah, mate, it's fantastic achievement, and you know, I got you on because, like, I didn't know you, but I'm proud of you for doing.
Thank you for that.
Doing something positive, doing something that's positively affecting your life. And you know, it's raising awareness for something that is a serious topic that does need more awareness.
Thank you for that. Like you were saying there, now a lot of people saying they're proud of me, and I really appreciate that. But I've never really been proud of myself because I've never really achieved anything, so I'm actually quite proud of myself now, and
you should be. It's a big deal, mate. It's a big deal, and we will get you on, I look forward to hearing what your next thing is.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll get you on to talk about that.
100%.
And we'll get you on earlier so we don't miss the cut-off. Cut-off point, because by the time this comes out, the cut-off point would have happened. So I heard about this a bit late.
Yeah.
So I only heard about it like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So I did message you as soon as I seen it.
So keep borrowing money now, everyone who's watching this until the next challenge.
Keep your pennies.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to touch upon?
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. I'm glad I got on here, and like I was saying, it's a
big deal. Like.
Big deal for me doing this. Like
coming on and talking.
Don't come natural to me. I'm not like a natural speaker.
I mean, well, put it this way, mate. This is new to me as well, and it's just. That's what I want, is to just make it like as relaxed as possible, and we're just having a chat, innit?
Cracking set up here, and awesome lad as well. Like,
get you in. We'll get you in the chair
under
the needle.
Yeah. Oh God.
Have to think of something cool to have.
Yeah. Oh, I'll definitely have one tattoo. I do, like I was saying to you, I do want a sleeve. Yeah. I don't want to be one of them sleeve boys. And, so. Yeah, we'll have to sort something out.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, any of you got any questions, or if any of you have got any ideas for him for his next challenge, for the next one, drop the messages in the comments. And this is Joshua.
Yeah.
And get ready for his next
this
his
is
next
just the
challenge.
beginning.
Any ideas when your next one's going to be?
Soon, hopefully. I need something to keep my mind occupied now. So,
well, that's the thing. When I saw you were running today, I was like, oh, he's going to be working on the next one now.
I'm going on a run tomorrow as well now.
Are you? Oh,
I can't stay away from it.
Thing is, if you stop, it could send you back the wrong way.
Yeah, a lot of people say to me, I bet your legs killing, but they're actually not.
No.
I think if I have a day off...
You go numb after a while, don't you?
If I have a day off, I'd be even worse, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I got a couple of plans. I know we talked about cold water therapy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that tomorrow again.
Fucking
so anyone got any ideas?
Anybody got any ideas? Get them in. Anyway, this is Walsh Appening.
Walsh Appening.
This is
Thank
Josh.
You for having me on.
Catch you later, guys.